la tenga, mientras el sol encienda. Morir como Kobe, después de leyenda. Se me hundió el bote y siempre salí a flote. Porque como el COVID-19 nací siendo un brote.
Hey, what's up, man? This is your boy Jineilly.
Your girl Jineilly.
This is Oye, Let's Talk.
Let's get to it. Welcome back to another episode.
Why you didn't have me in the first one, man?
Because he took so long. He was late, so.
I don't even got underwears on, people. Like, I was rushing over
I thought we were
here.
leaving that for the bloopers.
Nah, fuck it. Yo, I rushed over here. I don't know, man. I haven't been able to have a routine. I haven't been able to get my timing on right and everything. I'm sorry. I apologize, man.
No,
There's
it's
too
a
much
lot
going on right now.
Originally we're supposed to start at 7. I was late myself.
Originally, we were supposed to film
last week.
Yes.
So, but life happens.
Yeah.
It's normal. It's normal.
We're here now.
We've been busy.
We're here now. We're doing what we got to do.
You got 3 daughters.
Yes.
How is that?
It is tough. It is hard. It is not for everyone. So don't try to think that, oh, let me have a baby. This is going to be cool. This is going to be fun. I see how everybody does it on Instagram.
You know that,
no, don't
that
do
saying,
it.
Have kids, they say. It'll be fun, they say.
It's not fun.
It's not.
Not
okay,
fun.
Well, there's fun in there. Let's not like bash the kids.
Of course. I prank my kids all day. All I do is prank my kids.
They're like
They prank me back, though. So
I literally keep up with your Patriot kids more than you, just so you know.
Everybody does, man. It's either my beard, I don't know, my beard and my kids. That's been taking over.
Well, let's get started. So.
Oh, you got questions for me?
No, yeah, I'm going to leave that for the end.
All right, good.
I'm going to bombard you with the questions at the end.
Good.
So let's talk about basically how we got started on the podcast, right?
Okay.
So obviously, I invited you on. I told you about what was the purpose on podcast.
Wait, first you wanted me as a guest.
Go ahead.
I remember you told me, you reached out to me. I think I was out in the club. You were like, yo, let me talk to you real quick.
I did. I think I was lit.
Yeah, you were like, let me talk to you. I'm like, what happened? I think I want to have you on my show. I'm like, your show? You were like, yeah, I'm starting a podcast. I
remember this was like in December.
Yeah.
It was around Christmas.
Yeah. He was like, I want you to be one of my first guests. I'm like, all right, cool. Just hit me up whenever you want.
Yeah.
And then you reached out to me a couple months later and you was like, actually, I want you to co-host with me. I'm like, all right, I'm down for that too.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Let's see where this goes.
Originally, I wanted you on as a guest. You were going to be one of my first interviews originally. I had another partner, but things didn't fall through. Life happened.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, who am I going to find to replace? And then you're just over here posting all these videos and speaking all this truth. And I'm like, every day I'm like, facts. The next day I'm like, facts. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to invite him to be a co-host.
I'm a pastor.
And
I'm an Instagram pastor.
Preach. Some of the things you be saying, though.
I know, but, I got to have balance. I got to be disrespectful, loving, and reckless.
It's who you are, though. It's who you are.
Yeah.
Definitely who you are. I definitely want to talk about what we're going to be talking about.
Okay.
I sat down with you and I told you.
For sure.
The purpose of why I started Oye, Let's Talk is because I feel that a lot of people don't talk about what really goes on behind the scenes.
For sure.
Before this episode that we're filming, I actually filmed one with the owner here of Dynasty Studios.
Okay.
And I actually asked her a couple of questions as far as like what made her continue. Obviously, what obstacles did she come through, and if she ever had a moment that she wanted to quit, right? So those are things that I like to ask people all the time because being in the spotlight, an entrepreneur for 12 years, there's a lot of pressure.
Yes.
And even if you're not under an entrepreneur, anything in life, right? Because clearly you work, you have a job, and there's pressure.
Yeah.
Regardless, whether it's home, family, your career, being a father, being a partner, being a son. There's always some type of pressure.
You have to provide no matter what.
Right, and a lot of people don't talk about that.
Right.
A lot of people don't talk about the stress that everybody just flaunts on social media about how awesome it looks to have a new pair of sneakers.
The grass isn't always green.
It's not. It is not. So definitely want to get started with those topics and talk about what we will be talking about and the things we went over.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's get it started.
Let's get started.
Yeah.
So I want to know your upbringing, a little bit about you, a little about what's going on in Choline's life. El apartamento del... ¿cómo?
El chico del apartamento. My favorite woman forever will be Selena. I love her. Yes, I love her.
Yeah?
So I've always been a Selena fan.
So that's where that comes from?
Yeah.
I thought that was you being just Selena, random.
No, it's El Chico del Apartamento 5. I was the one that lived in apartment 512.
It was you. She was writing to you. Okay. Finally, well, we figured out. There goes the answer, guys.
And
El
then-
Chico
and
del
then-
Apartamento 512 era Chulín.
Yeah.
Al que no tenía duda.
For sure. So yeah, and what were we saying?
What's going on in your life right now?
Oh,
Here we go with IDD, like, not paying attention.
yes, then we went from one subject to another. All right, so you asked me my upbringing.
Yeah, upbringing. What's going on in your life, upbringing, everything.
All right, so basically, I grew up in the Bronx. I used to sell hats back in the days when I was a younger kid. I used to get chased by the cops all day.
No.
So I've always been always about money. I've always tried to get money one way or another. I've always been trying to chase money. I used to go to Yankee Stadium with my boys. We used to all try to make as much money as we can. Then we used to do other stuff and, a bad kid in the streets, hanging out, getting into trouble, fighting a lot. So it got to the point that I used to fight almost all the time. So
what was your hobby?
Yeah, it was either that or I was getting chased, getting beat up, stuff like that. It was always in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom got to the point that she was like, you know what? We got to get the fuck out of here. So we ended up moving over here to Florida, and I hated it at first.
I think every New Yorker.
Yeah.
Every New Yorker hates
and especially at the time that I did it around 19 years old. I had my first daughter already. She was 6 months old, and I did not want to live here. I was like, I don't want to come over here. I hate this shit. So I ended up going back and forth for a whole year. I would go back to New York every month. I would hang out with my boys and I'd be like, I'm gonna just stay here. I used to try to find ways to stay over there, and I ended up getting a job here, which was my second job ever, since I used to always do a lot of other shit. I got my second job here. I worked at Disney for a little bit, for a year.
That is the odds. If you didn't move,
that's the go-to
to Orlando, and you didn't work in Disney Universal,
you ain't really
moved to Orlando.
So yeah, I worked at Disney for a year or so. I did the valet shit, and I ended up staying here. And little by little, I ended up having another kid, and then another kid,
and then now we have 3.
And then I was like, oh fuck it.
Yeah, I think that the transition for everybody from anywhere that's a high pace, like New York, city and into metropolitan, is definitely hard. Especially back then.
Yeah, the transition is
What
not
year
easy.
did you move around?
2006.
2006,
I moved here in 2006.
I moved around 2008, 2009. Ending in 2008,
I was already
2009.
here.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then I went to Freedom High School. That's where I met everybody.
I didn't get to go to high school here because I had already finished.
I went senior year though, and coming from up north to here, it was like, I was like, Ma, I cannot wait till I graduate. Mind you, I graduated at 17.
How was school compared to New York?
It's very, very different. Let alone the structure of the buildings. In New York, it's just a building.
It's just one building,
right?
It's first...
So then you come out here and it's like you gotta leave the whole building to go to your next class, and you're outdoors.
It was
and
like the
kind
movies.
of felt like it was like I felt like I was in Disney. I'm not gonna lie, like in Disney, Disney Channel, like the school, and you have the outdoor stuff, and I'm like, this is very Disney Channel compared to what we brought up. I was raised in Brooklyn, Queens. So it was very, very different. I was like, there's no metal detectors. You could just walk in and out whenever you want. Obviously that's not the case. Things, security and stuff in schools now are very more strict.
Yeah.
But back then, that's how it was.
But
so
you know why? It's because so many people from New York are coming over here. Stay over there, please. Yeah, y'all got the rent high. Y'all got the job. Ain't no jobs. Ain't nothing no more, man.
I remember moving out here.
Houses are expensive.
Everything was so much cheaper, and now everything has gone up. We actually are living in New York prices now.
Yeah.
A lot of the living is costs. Everything has gone up, but obviously the wage hasn't. So
it sucks.
It sucks. I think if you ever move to Orlando or Central Florida, anywhere Florida, and you do not go back and forth 2 or 3 times, I'll congratulate you at this point because I went through the same thing. As soon as my mom moved me here for high school, I was 16 and I was like, I can't wait to graduate high school. I turned 17, my mom's like, where are you going? You're still illegal.
You wanted to stay? You wanted to leave once you graduated?
I graduated at 17, so it was a little harder for me. So I had to stay. I thugged it out to November. Once November 26th came and I turned 18, I said, bye.
You did. everybody, we always do that.
I did the whole back and forth thing for a couple of years.
Yeah.
I think until I turned 21.
I think in 2013 I did it once. I stood there for like 3 months, and I was gonna stay over there. I was looking for apartments in Jersey.
Yeah.
And then I ended up coming back.
You know, I had that moment right before COVID.
For real?
Like literally right before COVID, like in January. COVID hit like in February, end of February, almost March, right? And in January, I went to New York. I started looking for apartments. I was like, I applied for a job. I got hired for the job, right?
I did not know that.
Yeah, and because I was like, oh, I just want to go back, whatever the case is. Actually, I think I was just escaping like reality and everything. I think I just was like over a lot of drama going on. I had a kid already and stuff. And then I was like, right when I was like gonna sign a lease, I was like,
we gotta face these issues.
Yeah.
We can't run.
Yeah, you can't run from them. So I came back from that trip, right? I came back and I was like, I just feel like I'm running away from everything. And I was like, I don't want to run from anything. I'm just gonna stick it through. And my mom's like, you sure? And I'm like, I'm gonna stick this one through.
Thug it out.
You know?
Thug it out.
So I thugged it out, and look at everything that
we wouldn't be here right now.
We would not be here right now. I'll be in New York. Who knows where I would be? But definitely a hard transition.
Be smoking hookah right now.
I don't even smoke hookah no more.
Oh, you don't?
I haven't smoked hookah in over a year.
What?
I quit. Yeah, I know, right? I was like,
me either.
I was the type of person that was like, see like hookah no boy.
You always had a hookah right next to you.
Always, but no, that actually shows that when you actually want to commit something in your life,
willpower.
And it's all mental. Yeah. Everything is mental. Yeah, like when you want to work out, when you want to, anything you want to do. I've been in a transition for the past, since the beginning of this year. Wow. But I didn't want it to be like every year, New Year's comes and you're like, oh, I'm going to have a New Year resolution. Yeah, New Year, new me. And I've never done the New Year, new me. But you set goals. Yeah. You're like, okay, because I'm going to be the same me always, regardless of where I'm at.
For sure.
But I definitely set new goals and I was like, I want to start my podcast. I want to work out more.
Yeah.
I didn't start the year saying I wasn't going to smoke hookah no more. I don't know where that came from. But
and it worked.
But I did say I wanted to make healthier choices, Yeah. And that eventually became one of them.
Yeah, that's part of it.
So, I mean, toots to you if you smoke hookah. Not against it, but I made a healthier choice for myself.
Yeah,
and so now when I tell people, they're like,
what? You, out of all people?
You wouldn't even go to a venue if you couldn't even drink without hookah. And I'm like, well... So that goes to show that.
My friends be like, hookah chuling, we miss hookah chuling, some shit like that.
How long you been smoking hookah?
Since 2017.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought I was the only one out here making hookah accomplishments.
I stopped drinking and smoking hookah, like around the same time. The drinking, I drink probably like, I'll take a few shots here and there.
Yeah.
And then I'll pick a day out of the year and I'll get drunk, like shitty drunk, like sloppy drunk. But other than that, like I don't like it.
Yeah,
I don't even like the taste, man. That shit tastes so nasty to me. Liquor?
Who does like the taste of liquor?
There's people that do like the taste.
I don't know about that. I don't.
And there's people that smell their wine. I never understood that.
Me either. They be like, I'm like, it smells like liquor.
Yeah, like it's gonna get you drunk no matter how it smells. Like it don't matter.
Well, so moving forward for what we're gonna have in Know You Let's Talk.
Okay.
We are definitely going to tap into a lot of behind-the-scenes mental health, mental awareness, empowerment. Yeah. We're going to be talking, we're going to be getting down to the nitty-gritty.
Oh,
we're going to get real on this show.
Yeah, nitty-gritty.
We're going to be asking some questions, right? Clearly, just to bring awareness to a lot of things that go on. I know you've been through hard times.
Yeah.
I've been through hard times.
Yeah.
If you've known us or been following us for a while, you probably have noticed that.
Yeah.
So we're going to be talking about those things. I know that you have some questions for me, though.
Yeah. I'm going to start off with, but this doesn't have nothing to do with, like...
Here we go.
Name.
This is when I need my nitty-gritty light on.
How's parenthood treating you?
Parenthood has challenged me at its finest. Because... being in the industry that I've been working for the past 12 years here in the nightlife is very challenging.
How do you balance it?
I don't even know.
All right.
It's super hard. I mean, I think that for the most part, I try to make sure that obviously working in the industry requires you to have fun and to be outside and, to be partying and stuff. So I kind of have like this mom guilt when I'm out partying and stuff. And I'm like, maybe I should take my son to. This is me in the middle of like a club. I'd be like, maybe I should take my son to SeaWorld tomorrow, or maybe I should take him to Disney. You think he's bored? Like in the middle of a club, like drinking and taking shots. That's what I'm doing. Like if you would know what's going on in my mind, I'm like, damn. Like even though I always make sure my son is super. I try to take him out everywhere. You know what I mean? Like I'm always like. And it becomes hard, I'm not gonna lie, at some point that actually brought me to depression at one point because it was like trying to be a mom and then trying to work the industry that I work in. And then like, it's just, if I wasn't doing one thing, I was doing the other. So imagine coming home at 6 o'clock in the morning, sleeping 3 hours to wake up to go to Disney the next day. And then coming back, sick, 30-minute break to get ready to go back to work. And then coming back the next day and make sure I gotta take him to daycare. I gotta do this. So it's hard, but it has definitely challenged me to be a better person.
Do you recommend the nightlife to everyone?
No, it is not for anybody.
As far as business, the business aspect of it.
In the times now, in the financial times that we're going through right now, no. I wouldn't. I really wouldn't recommend it right now. I'm not saying that there's not money to be made because clearly I'm living and breathing. I'm eating. I have a roof over my head, right? Right. I'm not saying that, but it's not what it used to be.
Oh, for sure.
I think that it's just people use it too much to
their advantage.
To portray that they're having fun and they don't really have fun.
Well, that's everybody. Everybody's living a facade. Instagram, once you log on to your Instagram,
it's a facade. It's not real. Like, it's not real at all. But I don't recommend it to everybody. It's not for everybody. You have to have a lot of tough skin in order to separate the two. Separate the nightlife and then separate your life, you know? And a lot of people, it chews you up. And some people get spit out and some people get swollen. Like they just, you swallowed in and you never get out of it. So it's not for everybody. You have to have thick skin and have a very strong mentality for it.
Do you have a toxic trait?
I think my toxic trait is that, I don't know. It's that I don't know if I have a toxic trait.
No, you don't know? You know, or you just don't want to say it?
I feel like if you would ask me this question probably like a year ago, I probably would have been like, oh, my toxic trait is that I'm confrontational. But I'm not. I've worked on that, so that's not a current toxic trait I have. I think a toxic trait I have right now is that I don't know. Maybe that I don't trust anybody.
Oh, that's tough.
I have very
You're not giving yourself.
Yeah, I'm working on it though. I'm working on giving, but I kind of learned to start trusting people. Yeah. But in the back of my mind, I'm always like.
But that's the New York in you too.
I think it is. It is.
Any random number, that's a setup. I don't care. Who are you?
Where you want me to meet you? Where?
Who sent you over here?
This is like 20 minutes. I gotta take the turnpike. It's Florida. It's a setup.
I don't trust none of that.
It's a setup. But I think that would be my only one right now. I think I've worked very good. Back then, I would have told you so many other,
How's your healing process going?
It's going good.
Good.
It's going good. It's I turned to the whole therapy thing. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. Yeah. But at some point, I like things very authentic, very real. Mm-hmm. I like real. I like to feel real stuff, Yeah. So I think
generic. It feels too generic, right?
It does.
I think everybody gets the same responses whenever they go. Like if I was to go to a therapist and you go to the same therapist, we're gonna get the same.
We're gonna get the same response. And I'm not bashing. It helps a lot of people. Yeah. I'm not saying that it's not something to do, I think it does help at some point because they are going to teach us some things that on another level that we're not going to know. Right?
Correct.
Or they're going to explain to you why you're feeling a certain way. Yeah. But as far as healing myself, I dug in deep to myself.
Yeah, you got to sit in it.
So I think that I've been working a lot on just acceptance and accountability. We don't work on accountability.
No, we don't.
We want to be like, oh, well, this happened to me because that happened to me.
Yeah,
that
they want to justify everything.
But it's like, no, some things actually happened to me because of me.
Who I am. Yeah.
Because of the actions that I was taking, or how I was thinking, the upbringing, of course.
Yeah, for sure.
So, so how, I know that you actually recently went through something, right?
Damn, son. You going to put me on the spot?
I'm not going to put you on the spot. I'm not going to ask you what you went through, right? But I do want to ask you how you cope with it. Because I feel like it's been very recent. And
well, the original breakup was in November.
Correct.
But I tried all the way till March. And so, it's not that current, but it's nearly fresh. And the way I cope with it is meditate, pray, work out, and just support system. Like I have a whole bunch of friends that always got my back. I spend time with the family, the kids. They're the ones that have been helping me cope with everything.
Yeah.
I'm very appreciative.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And being a father of 3,
Yeah.
right? Going through something like that, did you ever feel like you were letting them down at one point?
Oh, of course.
And I ask you this because as parents, I feel like when we go through something, we
Listen,
kind of like feel like
I went through some tough times, and it was till the moment I realized that I reached rock bottom was when I actually cried in front of my daughter, my youngest daughter. I never cried in front of my kids.
And she saw that.
So that she's the only one that's seen it. I don't think she's told anybody.
Yeah.
So I'm speaking about it now, but shout out to you, Layla. I don't know if she told
awesome.
anybody.
That's awesome.
She actually hugged me and she was like, "Don't worry, Daddy, it's gonna be okay." And ever since then, I was like, you know what?
You gotta tighten up. You gotta tighten up. I think that when people be like, you know how people get judged all the time for like, oh, my kid saved me, but they really do.
Yeah,
I feel like they really do. At some point, they come up to you with.
They inspire me. They inspire me to do better. They inspire me to be a better person. They inspire me to be a better dad. They inspire me for everything I've done in this world.
Do you plan on having any more kids?
Whoa. No, my tubes are tied.
Your tubes are tied.
My tubes are tied, man. You crazy.
Not the tubes.
Yeah, man. I'm shooting up all the clubs and I ain't getting nobody. Nah, I was thinking about getting a vasectomy though. But I don't know, man, because what if I get
3 girls? I'm wondering.
What if I get with a girl that doesn't have kids and
she wants to have
kids?
another kid, of course.
I'm gonna have to. My soldier's gotta work.
I'm asking because you obviously have 3 girls, right? So like, do you ever think like, oh, I want a boy? Do you want a boy? Do you want a little bit of?
I'm gonna talk to God. I'm gonna talk to God right now. Yo, God, if you give me a boy, I'm shooting up a club right now, man.
Right now.
Yeah, I'm pulling
Ladies,
up at a club.
this is your chance. If you want a boy by Cholene, call him.
Yeah, man. I wish I had a boy, but I'm good with what I have.
You're good with what you have. Of course, you have blessings.
I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed.
You're blessed. You are. Man. That's awesome. Well, any more questions for me, Cholene, before we get off?
Damn, I had another one. Hold on. Let me check my Palm Pilot.
He got notes for me,
Let me check my Palm Pilot.
He has notes. He's been like, how long you been like anticipating to ask me these questions?
Oh, let me see when I wrote these down. I wrote these down 6/26, July 26th. All right. Name 3 of your love languages.
Okay, so I think that all of them are. I like to show a lot of love, and I think that that's my downfall, or one of my biggest flaws, I would say.
Pause. But why do you see it as a flaw when it's something that you're doing out of your heart?
Because I love too quickly, probably. Fall too hard, maybe.
Too fast.
Too fast, yeah. I'm like, when I'm meeting someone, I genuinely like really see all the good in them. Yeah. And then it doesn't matter what
that's where we fail.
Yeah.
When we don't see people for who they are, we see them for what we perceive them to be.
And not only that, I think that I have a strong belief that everybody is different with every person, right?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So whoever, I might know you for how I know you right now, but I'm not going to know you like the person that you're dating or the person that you're with. Correct. They know you in a whole different type of level. Yeah. So I don't like to listen to what other people say about other people or whatever your past. Everyone define you.
Everyone with me starts at 100%. Exactly. You work your way down. Depending on what you do to me.
So I think that that's probably it. Probably there's been a couple of people in my life that I put at a high pedestal and I shouldn't have.
Yeah, you gave them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, and then you know, I should have just known you was it.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, I agree. Yeah.
So,
well, folks,
we're gonna leave some more of this upbringing stuff,
and we're gonna get into some other shit that I got.
You got more?
Yeah, but I'm gonna save it for next week. Though.
I think you have like a handy notebook. Like
I do. I have a whole list of questions that I'm gonna ask.
Cool. So I'm getting interrogated. So it's supposed to be, oh yeah, let's talk, but it's, oh yeah, Jineilly living your answers. All right, guys, don't forget to link up and on our YouTube channel, subscribe, like,
comment,
share, and stay tuned for our next episode.
Ciao.
Mientras vida tenga, mientras el sol encienda, morir como Kobe, después de leyenda. Se me hundió el bote y siempre salí a flote, porque como el COVID-19 nací siendo un brote.